Setting a trend of a major NASA release per year, LEGO revisits the Hubble telescope in a significantly larger scale when compared to the one present on the now retired NASA Space Shuttle set. Sadly, I won't be able to make a side-by-side comparison of the two since my copy of the Space Shuttle has been long dismantled, but I'll try my best to put things into perspective and tell you everything there is to know about the revamped version of the Space Icon. Thank you LEGO for sending it for review, and let's get on with it. The deciding factor on size for this set was minifigure scale, reason why one of an astronaut is included. Nice prints overall, a drill of sorts to represent the servicing missions done to the telescope, and a printed 2x3 tile on his back to represent the astronaut's life pack. Like the real thing, the model is retrofitted with handrails to which our minifigure can be attached to, as there's no dedicated resting place for him on the base like it can be seen in some other themes display models with minifigures. The base has a few interesting details of note, such as the standard info plaque with some basic specs about the telescope, as well as relevant dates of its servicing missions. Now, what stood out to me about the base, however, was the inclusion of 3 printed panels on the sides, decorated with some of the most iconic images that the Hubble telescope ever captured: the Eagle Nebula, the Whirlpool Galaxy, and the Butterfly Nebula. A few extra pieces to at least cover up this hole on the opposite side of the images would have been nice though. As is usually the case, you can learn all about the model, the source material, and more in the introductory pages of the building instructions that are also sprinkled with tidbits of information as you progress the build, which some people will surely appreciate. Now, having built the Hubble of the Space Shuttle set a few years ago, I was immediately blown away by how big in comparison this was. That much was very clear as I finished the aft shroud part of the build and couldn't wrap my hand around it. LEGO has been really good at coming up with rounded shapes with bricks, and this thing is no different, which made for an interesting build. There's a few details on the back here, including a few stickers, which this set does have a few of, and seemingly random, the internals actually do represent some of the telescope's equipment and optical instruments, better seen by lifting this side panel here. When put back on, you can see a few more stickers for decorated details once again. Moving up a bit, the communications antennas are obviously present, but the elephant in the room, so to speak, are the solar arrays. A pair of plastic foils that do look amazing, but have this issue where they're bending since the sizing isn't perfect. They should have been perfectly flat. A workaround I've found was to loosen the connection in the back to flatten it all a bit, which improves the look a bit, though a bit of bend still remains. As you could see, the solar arrays can be adjusted for harnessing energy in the most optimal way, and for the remainder of the telescope we're pretty much done here. Some handrails, a few instruments, and a NASA logo dead center. There is however a few more layers to this. A cover hides the telescope's secondary mirror assembly, and the aperture door can obviously be opened. I do appreciate how everything inside the light tunnel is built using black pieces, just like the actual Hubble. As a space enthusiast, I am drawn towards the space shuttles a lot more than tech like the Hubble, which within the NASA niche feels even nicher, if that's even a word. Not to say I dislike the set, not at all. It was a great build that gave me a lot of great insights about the actual thing, but yeah, that's my take. I also understand that setting the size to minifigure scale was an interesting move to actually see how both compare to each other in real life. Yet I can't stop thinking about the fact that 5 years ago there was a LEGO set that gave you one of the best space shuttles the company ever did, and a model of the Hubble telescope, just as impressive, coated with mostly metallic silver pieces instead of plain light gray elements, as we can see in the updated version. All of that for just an extra $60 in comparison. Inflation sucks, I guess. So in 2026, if you're interested in getting the LEGO NASA Hubble Space Telescope, you'll be looking to spend $140. Not a terrible price point, mind you, and with 1,250 pieces, it kind of aligns with what we've been seeing LEGO doing lately. My gripe with it is that I will always favor smaller models when smaller models still do justice to the real thing, like some of the microscale Star Wars ships against the UCS versions, even Speed Champion sets versions versus their Technic Supercars options, or my absolute favorite Harry Potter castle that costs a fraction of either the big one from a few years back or the playset versions that have been going on over the years. So yeah, that's my take about this, but would love to know yours down in the comment section below. The LEGO NASA Hubble Space Telescope will be up for grabs August 1st, links in the description if you're interested in checking it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.